Good evening, Orgo. Orgo, good evening.
What happened?
Wake up.
It's, why should I wake up? The weather is so good, man. Oh,
For our
सो
viewers,
रहा था मैं सो रहा था पूरा सो रहा था एकदम आराम से एकदम ठंडा ठंडा हवा एकदम था. And now you are doing good evening, good evening. Are you Vidya Balan
because
or what? Doing
no, why will I be Vidya Balan? If I could, I only wish if I could. But Vidya Balan and I have a lot in common.
what? Entertainment, entertainment, entertainment.
Exactly. And entertainment is back. You know why I'm excited, right?
You are only concerned about IPL. It must be something regarding IPL.
Yes. IPL 2021 is back.
How?
There you go. So that's why I said wake up to good news. IPL
Hmm.
2021's likely restart date was confirmed by Boria Mazumdar today in a show in for a YouTube channel. He said the likely window is from the 19th to like it will start on the 19th or 20th of September, and the final is
Hmm.
going likely to be played on the 10th of October. Now, your question is where
Okay.
will the IPL be played? It will be played in
Hmm.
United Arab Emirates, which is UAE, of course.
But
And
India
yes,
is playing England, right?
yeah, India
Till
will be
August
playing
14.
England. Correct.
In a test match, test match number 5 ends on August 14. Sorry, September 14.
Absolutely.
Sorry.
September
And you
14.
are saying IPL will start on 19th. How is
Yes.
this possible?
One travel day, three quarantine days, and IPL starts.
But how come 3 quarantine days? अलग रूल अलग सबके लिए.
That अभी क्वारंटाइन का क्या है जैसा चाहे वैसा बेंड कर लो खुद की खुशी है खुद की खुशी है खुद खुश
How?
रहो कंटिन्यू yeah
No, but
so
how?
so there has been no request from BCCI to change or reschedule the England test matches. That's another news. So
Hmm.
I think ECB denied having been approached, and it seems like
Hmm.
that report was correct because there is no
Hmm.
change in the India England schedule. Sorry, England India schedule, and India will play England and then get to UAE, take 3 days, quarantine, and then straight away shouldn't be a problem Orgo because they're going from one bio bubble to another bio bubble, right? Because they will travel in a chartered flight.
Hmm.
And when they're
Okay.
playing in England, they are staying in England continuously. After World Test Championship, they have almost a month in England, then 5 test matches, and the entire bio bubble sort of is shifting because they will be going in chartered flights. So yeah, we had discussed this. You're
Okay.
also correct. You remember we were talking about this
Correct.
is the
Correct.
way it can happen in UAE. So yeah, that is how it is.
Correct.
The only thing
And
is, I think
so,
BCCI is
hmm.
speaking to what I gather from the from Boriada's show is that BCCI is kind of talking to the ECB regarding the England players because there is this the
Hmm.
100 that will be going on.
Yeah. And I think there will be a bilateral series also, which is planned. England was supposed
Correct.
to play in September or something. Another thing, IPL, remember, everyone has 31 matches are still remaining in IPL.
Correct.
So there are 27 group stage matches, and
Correct.
then there are four playoff matches, which includes the
Correct.
final also.
Correct.
So, like you said, I think there has to be, if the IPL starts on 19th or 20th of September and finishes 10th or 11th of next month, there has to be around uh, how
10
many? 10 days, 10
test
days of
matches.
double headers. Yeah, and 7 days of single headers. Then there will be four separate days for playoffs, right?
Correct.
That's how it
Yeah,
can be completed.
because IPL needs about 21 to 22 odd days to get over, and if you see, 10 double headers, as you said, 7 single headers, and 4 playoffs, they do the deal. The other thing is there
Hmm.
is a certain tournament which started. I think that was the first T20 league that started last year. after the pandemic. And I remember it significantly because that was the first league in which I worked after 157 days.
पैसा
Okay,
मिला
and
था पैसा.
yeah, paisa. Okay, so yes, you guys have guessed it right. It's the Caribbean Premier League. So Caribbean
Hmm.
Premier League is scheduled to start around. It's scheduled to start on the 27th of August and end on the 19th of September, which is the current itinerary. That needs to shift a little because obviously, also I think it helps that the TKR franchisee, which is
Hmm.
the Trinbago
Night Riders.
Knight Riders, is the same as the Kolkata Knight Riders franchisee. So automatically,
Hmm.
there will be a slight shift. Exactly what, we aren't completely confirmed about it. Once we are completely
So
sure, yeah.
so basically it will end 5 or 6 days prior to
Yeah, that's what I
what.
mean. See, ideally, what they will try to do is they will try to end the Caribbean Premier League simultaneously with the England series, so that all the players
Hmm.
can directly flow down to UAE and everyone can, be ready. Otherwise, see, even
And
during main IPL, there were some players who
hmm,
joined a little late, a
hmm,
little behind,
hmm.
because you will get the Indian regulars, right?
And they are playing the CPL in St. Kitts, which is a COVID-free island. So again, the
Absolutely,
quarantine will be 3 or 4 days maximum. So that will not be an
absolutely.
issue. The teams or the players which are coming, which are not in England or who will not be playing CPL, can join UAE directly, maybe 10 or 15 days before. So their quarantine days will definitely be more. For example, a domestic Indian player will go from India to UAE. It's a 10-day quarantine. He will go 10 days prior to IPL or 11 days prior to IPL.
Yeah,
One more thing, Trisha, important thing. There are some teams playing bilateral series before the T20 World Cup, whose tentative date was 16th of October. Now, nothing is
correct,
finalized. If IPL finishes, if all these negotiations go on properly and IPL finishes on October 10th, then
correct.
this World T20 might be shifted a little bit further and it may start on 20th of October or maybe 2 or 3 days behind. So, these bilateral series before the T20 World Cup needs to be adjusted. Like BCCI has to start talking with the boards and they have to figure out a way so that the players can be made available for IPL.
Absolutely. I think that is what BCCI is doing currently, because now that they have worked out the window, see, the process has to be understood, right? First, you have to work out the window,
Hmm.
and then you have to see
Hmm.
maximum. Every team has to play 7 Indian players, right? That,
Hmm.
and also it's
Hmm.
maximum four. It's not has to be
Hmm.
absolutely four foreigners, right?
Hmm.
It's
Hmm.
maximum four
Hmm.
foreigners, and if it's maximum four, so 7 of your players have to be Indian. So I think the board has
Hmm.
gone with that idea in mind, that in case, even if we cannot get
Hmm.
all the foreigners, right, we
Hmm.
will still be able to put a team of 11, and it wouldn't be a team which wouldn't look good because you have 7 Indian players. And
Hmm.
say someone like a Prithvi Shaw, say someone like a Shikhar Dhawan for Delhi Capitals. Yeah, you might
Hmm.
not. There are chances of Rabada missing out because there is a South Africa tour, and that is the reason I think BCCI will be speaking to. If I'm not wrong, wasn't England supposed to tour South Africa or something in the
Yeah,
bilateral?
yeah. It's
Yeah,
a,
yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah.
that's why. Now again, if England allows their players to come, then obviously South Africa will not play South Africa, right? They will
Hmm.
come. So that is also there. That how the boards see it.
And yeah, and India were also supposed to play South Africa and New Zealand, I guess, for T20s before the World Cup for preparing for the World T20. But now
Correct.
that they are playing IPL as it is, it's the
It's a
practice will
preparation.
be much intense. But
Yeah.
my question here is, now they are coming off the main India players who are in the Test squad. They are will come off a grueling season in England. First they will play Test Championship, World Test Championship final, then 5 match Test series, and it will be very grueling. Then straight from there they will get into a tournament like IPL where it is half finished and they have to like hit the ground running as it is. Will it be too much hectic for them, the players, before the T20 World Cup, before the start of the T20 World Cup?
It's a double-edged sword. While one might say it ideally, if you ask me, yes. I mean, double headers isn't easy, right?
Hmm.
But they will see this more as a preparation, because let's face it, when you're playing double headers, you're not going to play both the matches in a day. You're still going to
Hmm.
get some gap, right?
Hmm.
And because it's double headers, there are chances of getting some gaps in between as well. That's
Hmm.
point one. Point two, they were in, but Indian players were anyway going to play the series, right? They were going to play New
Hmm.
Zealand, they were going to play South Africa. So it's not like Indian
Hmm.
players were going to sit at home and then suddenly IPL happens. So I
Hmm.
think,
Hmm.
and what's better is, see, it's in UAE, and the World
Hmm.
Cup also is almost confirmed is going to be in UAE, because India in its
Hmm.
current state, in its current state cannot host a World Cup. And do not forget, by the time it's World Cup, India might well be seeing the third wave of COVID coming in. And
Hmm.
hence, for prevention and not to repeat what happened in IPL, most probably the
Hmm.
World Cup is there. If the World Cup is there in UAE, then in fact it's better, no, you're practicing in UAE, you're getting used to the pitch, the condition, because it will be
Hmm.
crazy hot in UAE. It will be crazy, crazy hot. And that is why I'm
Correct. So,
scared about one thing.
yeah, tell me.
I'm scared about injuries. Now you will tell me why. Because
Hmm.
they will continuously keep getting dehydrated, and the muscles and
Hmm.
the tissues will start. Might. It's not
Hmm.
about will.
Hmm.
I think they have
Hmm.
to maintain themselves well. I mean, that's
And
yeah.
because you talked about the pitches, what about the pitches? Because it will be used day in and day out before the T20 World Cup. There are only three stadiums, remember? There's the Sharjah Stadium,
Dubai,
there's
Sharjah.
Abu Dhabi Stadium, and there's Dubai International Stadium. So these are the three venues. So all these will be used before the T20 World Cup. What's the equation about that?
Um, See, I think there are strips, right? So if there are 31
Hmm.
IPL matches, and um, you have to see how many matches per strip they're playing, no? Per
Hmm.
pitch strip.
Hmm.
Depends on that.
Hmm.
But eventually,
Hmm.
I feel because the IPL will be played, the pitches might slow down a little because of overuse. That is completely my
Hmm.
feeling, and I can only confirm this. Please do not abuse me. I can only confirm this once it starts,
I
because
think I think PSL will also be played in between all this. Now,
correct.
obviously
That's what
before
I'm saying.
IPL, so
Because of
PSL
the
will be played in
matches,
UAE. Hmm.
because the number of matches you play, the wear and tear generally slows down the track. So high chances. Having said that, I think UAE anyway, doesn't offer you way too much pace. It is
Hmm.
on the slower side. Spinners will be important, of course,
Hmm.
and they will get more
Correct.
important when it comes to the T20 World Cup because of the pitches.
Correct. And we'll be discussing about the different teams and how the equation now changes for different teams now that they have moved out, will most probably move out of
So,
India and
Orgo,
play
can I
in
interrupt you
UAE.
once?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So,
Yeah.
Orgo and I had thought we will give you the team reviews of the half IPL that had happened. And we were waiting for the cyclone to get over, because both of us are in Bengal, and Bengal is supposed to go through a very, very, strong cyclone.
Hmm.
Yash, I think, is the name.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yash or
Yeah.
Josh, whatever you call it. It was supposed to be today. So Orgo and I had planned that once Yash is and Josh is gone, our network is better, we'll come up with it. Now that the IPL is announced, we are not going to wait for it.
See,
Okay.
the
As soon
it's
as I
already
as soon
gone.
as the cyclone, as soon as I know
Trisha,
you
you
are
take
facing a
over.
network problem. Yes, of course, I will take over.
Let me go to sleep. The cyclone is coming. Bye bye.
Bye, Orgo. So, guys, I'm extremely sorry that Orgo has to leave. But what basically happened was there was no network problem there. The electricity in his house uh, obviously went off because of the cyclone. Now, for you guys, if you guys, I am sure you guys are super excited that the IPL is back. Why don't you guys ask us questions? Send in your views, opinions, interact with us, because IPL, WTC final, England tour, women touring England, women touring Australia, Australia women. So much cricket to talk about. Also, do not forget your Euro 2020. Oh, Orgo has Orgo was, by the way, furious that oh, there he's back. Also, I'm curious, you said something's wrong with the Euro 2020 team.
I don't know. I'm a Real Madrid fan, and I don't know why Ramos has been sacked by Enrique. This Enrique thinks, Luis Enrique thinks that he is Enrique Iglesias. He is not the hero. And if you want my rant, if
Not
you
at
want to see my rant, check out our Facebook, Instagram, and other YouTube profiles. You'll get the video on why Ramos was sacked and my reaction on it. And also follow us on every social media channel.
but
Subscribe to
I
us on
don't see
YouTube.
any Real Madrid players in Spain squad. Yeah.
I will now leave. Don't give me a heartache. I'm going.
No, you are not. I will also go, and I will end the show saying we are coming back tomorrow with more news, views. No, actually, we don't come with news. We mainly come with views, analysis, and a lot of nonsense jokes from Orgo. But till then, stay safe, take care. And if anyone from Kolkata is watching, guys, please reach out. You can reach out to Orgo and me in the social media profile also in case you need and you guys are affected by the cyclone or the pandemic. But stay home, stay safe, take care, and see you tomorrow.